Aradhitama Gurupad Padma Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Mabhati Vichvisundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kaloho Kalmashanashaya Jannavapataye Namaha. Ajanulambita Pujo Kanakavadata Sankirtanai Kapitaro Kamalaya Taksha Vishwambaro Dvijavaro Jugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priya Karo Karunavataro Kanaka Jaladagatro Nilashonab Janetro Mrigamadavaravalo Malati Kundamala Tarala Taruna Vesha Nilapitam Vareshu Smarani Britani Kunje Radhika Krishna Chandra Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvayavina Iti Vigya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charanantike Shira Tvam Gopika Vrishavarestanayanti Si Sevadikarini Guru Nijapada Dasyam Pradaya Kurumam Brajakanane Shri Radhangri Sevanarasam Sukhinim Sukabdum Radhasanmukasam Saktim Sakisanga Nivasinim Tvamaham Satutam Vande Gururupam Param Sakim Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. First of all, my unlimited Dandavad Pranams to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, Nitila Preshtam Vishnupada Statra Sata Shashimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Gurudevas, Om Vishnupada Statra Sata Shashimad Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Shrimati Krishna Priyata Kurani, all Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Dandavad Pranam.
Antes que nada, somos muy reverencias a los pies del loto, Gurudev, Shishira Bhaktivedanta, Nitila Preshtam Vishnupada Shishira Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Swami Shiksha Gurus, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Shrimati Krishna Priyata Kurani, a todos los Vaishnavas.
Speak into mic. Because they should hear also broadcast. So okay. So we were celebrating Srila Gurudev's 102nd Vyasa-puja day before yesterday.
Hemos estado celebrando el día antes de ayer el aniversario del Vyasa-puja 102.
102. So we were remembering Srila Gurudev's pastimes and devotees offered their Pushpanjalis.
Hemos estado recordando los pasatiempos de Srila Gurudev y los devotos han tenido la oportunidad de ofrecer también su Pushpanjali.
Yesterday morning we heard how Srila Gurudev, after receiving initiation from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, went to his native village for some time.
Hemos escuchado también cómo Srila Gurudev, después de tomar iniciación de Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, volvió a su ciudad natal.
So later he certainly returned to the mat.
Luego de un tiempo volvió al mat.
Remember how Srila Narottamananda Brahmachari did not want Param Gurudev to let Gurudev out.
Recuerda cómo Srila Narottamananda Brahmachari no quería que Param Gurudev dejara ir a Srila Gurudev.
Yes, but then later Param Gurudev said before that, when Gauranga wants him, he will return. So certainly Gurudev returned.
Pero finalmente Param Gurudev dijo, aquello que Gauranga quiere, pues va a estar aquí, así que Srila Gurudev volverá.
Yes, so he was together with Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, as the three pillars of Gaudiya Samiti.
Junto con Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj y Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj eran conocidos como los tres pilares de la Gaudiya Samiti.
Gaudiya Samiti.
Gaudiya Samiti.
So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj was a very, very amazing Vaishnava, and he was an Acharya of Samiti after Param Gurudev's disappearance in 68.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj era un gran Acharya y se volvió el Acharya de la Samiti, de la Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti, después de la partida de Param Gurudev a los 68 años.
So, but Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj was very practical, also very qualified. He was teaching Srila Gurudev to do everything, all kinds of seva.
Mientras tanto, Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, que también era muy cualificado en todo tipo de actividades devocionales, pues instruyó a Srila Gurudeva en todas las prácticas devocionales.
So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj was an encyclopedia of all shastras, all knowledge.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj era una enciclopedia de todo el conocimiento de él.
And he was very, very gentle. He was never chastising his disciples.
Nunca castigaba a sus discípulos.
When somebody was reporting that, oh, such and such disciple did this wrong or that wrong, he was simply weeping.
Cuando alguien reportaba de esta manera, aquel discípulo está haciendo mal, aquel otro está haciendo esta cosa, él simplemente lloraba.
And he was how to say, he learned literally millions of verses. Yes.
Él, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj, aprendió tan solo leyendo un número innumerable de shlokas.
Millones de
shlokas.
Yes. Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj was also very, very learned.
Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj también era muy erudito.
Yeah, so you couldn't even understand. He was so humble, you couldn't understand it. He's so learned.
Era tan humilde que uno no hubiese podido comprender cuán erudito era.
Yes, so he was deepest Sanskrit scholar.
Srila
Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj was a deep Sanskrit scholar.
Era un estudioso del sánscrito.
Yes, scholar. Yes, so these were very, very dear companions of Srila Gurudev, and he was together with them always.
Entonces ellos eran los muy queridos acompañantes de Srila Gurudev y se mantenían siempre muy unidos.
In 1968, Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj left this world.
En 1968, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj partió de este mundo.
So then he wanted Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj to be the next Acharya.
Él quería que Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj fuera el siguiente Acharya.
But Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj didn't want to take that responsibility.
Pero Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj no quería tomar esa responsabilidad.
So he was pointing the finger. Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev was pointing finger. Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, they were pointing finger to each other. You become Acharya, you become Acharya, you become.
Entonces Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj dirigía, indicaba a Srila Gurudev que debía ser el siguiente Acharya, y Srila Gurudev indicaba a Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, y así uno al otro se...
So humble they were, so humble, unimaginably humble. So finally, following the words of Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj became Acharya.
Finalmente, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj aceptó las palabras de Param Gurudev y se volvió el siguiente Acharya.
So, at that time, there was another great Vaishnava, Uttama Vaishnava, Srila Bhakti Shri Rup Siddhanti Goswami Maharaj, who was an expert manager. and he was intimately related with Samiti.
En ese tiempo también había un acharya muy prominente. Su nombre era Bhaktisiddhanta
Srila Bhakti Shri Rupa Siddhanti
Srila Bhakti
Shri Rupa Siddhanti Goswami Maharaj.
Goswami Maharaj.
So he was an expert manager.
Era muy experto en administración.
And he was intimately related with the Samiti.
Y estaba íntimamente relacionado con la Samiti.
So he came and he divided all the responsibilities, he made all necessary management.
Entonces llegó y dividió todas las responsabilidades
so that Samiti could function very nicely.
de manera que la Samiti pudiera funcionar muy apropiadamente.
Okay, you're hearing? Listen attentively. All right, so don't make photos now. So what's happening there? Okay. All right. Attention should be one-pointed. Okay. Don't look here. Okay. Attention. All right. So Srila Gurudeva was often asked, is it the fact that when an acharya leaves, then in the society turmoil happens? Turmoil, understand? Like chaos.
Entonces, le hicieron una pregunta a Srila Gurudeva si cuando un acharya deja este mundo parte, siempre ocurre como un desastre.
Yeah, Gurudev said not necessarily.
Entonces Gurudeva dijo no necesariamente.
When our Gurudev left, very harmoniously we were cooperating.
Cuando nuestro Gurudev partió, pues todo en verdad se resolvió de manera muy armoniosa.
That's understood. 3 Uttama Vaishnavas in one society plus Siddhanti Maharaj came number 4, so very nice cooperation.
Era muy comprensible porque estaban estos grandes acharyas, estos 3 grandes acharyas unidos y con la ayuda de Siddhanti Maharaj, pues tenían una cooperación.
Certainly. Everybody's selfless, everybody's so pure, so no problem.
Todos tan puros, tan
selfless. Egoless, no false ego. Okay, I'll also try to, think how to say it in Espanol, not only you, right? Okay, all right. So then everything was going on smoothly, and the 3 pillars of Gaudiya Samiti were very, very nicely leading the society, like Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, Shiva.
Todo entonces iba de manera muy suave, muy armoniosa. Estos 3 pilares conocidos como Brahma, Vishnu y Mahesh.
So Srila Gurudeva was very, very practical. He was actually officially a secretary of Samiti.
Srila Gurudeva era una persona muy práctica y él era oficialmente el secretario de la Samiti.
Yes. So he was supporting everything in the society. He was a generator of all new ideas and preaching. Srila Gurudev translated into Hindi so many books of our acharyas. But still he hadn't known Bengali at that time. So Srila Param Gurudev published Jaiva Dharma in Bengali first time. All three parts. Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj published.
Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Param Gurudev publicó por primera vez el Jaiva Dharma en Bengali.
3.
En 3 tomos.
Not the first time, but like 3 parts in first edition, because before 3rd part had not been published. It was considered to be so sacred, esoteric, so that's why.
Anteriormente tan solo había sido publicada 2 partes del Jaiva Dharma, pero Param Gurudev publicó la 3ª parte que se consideraba muy secreta, muy elevada.
And he gave order to our Gurudev to publish it into Hindi because
dio la instrucción a Srila Gurudev de que lo publicase en Hindi.
Yeah, because Gurudev was Hindi speaking, his language was Hindi.
Porque Gurudev era un orador, un hablante de la lengua Hindi.
So, especially for that, Gurudev learned Bengali to translate Jaiva Dharma into Hindi. So he learned Bengali nicely.
Entonces, especialmente para este servicio, Srila Gurudeva aprendió Bengali para poder traducir.
From Srila Gurudev's childhood, I remember one fact.
En la niñez de Srila Gurudeva podemos recordar un
When
hecho.
Gurudev was very small, he was always liking rice, rice. Every day he was requiring arroz.
Srila Gurudeva le gustaba mucho el arroz.
Because like normally in that part of India, in Bihar, people eat rice, but not so much. Not like Bengalis. Bengalis eat every day the whole pile of arroz. This. Yes. Lima same.
Yes.
So you are like Bengalis also. Okay.
En Bihar, que es el lugar de aparición de Srila Gurudeva, comúnmente la gente comía muy poquito arroz, pero a él le gustaba como la manera tradicional bengalí. Tenía una aprecio muy
Gurudev's mother, Lakshmi Devi, was saying, "What kind of child is this? It's like a Bengali. Every day he requires rice, roast. What's this?"
La madre de Srila Gurudeva decía, ¿qué clase de niño es este? Todos los días está pidiendo más arroz, más arroz.
In Bihar, so much wheat grows, so they make dalia, the cereal, wheat cereal.
En Bihar crece muchísimo trigo, por lo tanto hacen una preparación que se llama dalia, que está hecha a base de este trigo.
So Gurudev learned Bengali. That's what we.
Entonces Gurudeva aprendió Bengali.
Yeah, but he was like a Bengali even in his childhood. So.
Pero era considerado casi como un bengalí.
Okay, so then every book, each book that Srila Gurudev was publishing in Hindi, he was bringing to Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj for approval, to show him.
Cada libro que Srila Gurudeva publicaba en Hindi lo llevaba a Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj para que pueda demostrarse.
So we mentioned last time that Srila Gurudeva was serving practically all advanced devotees of Gaudiya Math.
Hemos mostrado ya cómo Srila Gurudeva había servido a casi la mayoría prácticamente a casi todos los devotos elevados de la
Gaudiya Math, different acharyas. Different acharyas. But once, he was personal servant of Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj.
También era el sirviente personal de Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj.
Once Srila Param Gurudev was speaking in an assembly, and Srila Gurudev was near him.
Una vez, el sirviente Keshava Goswami Maharaj estaba hablando en una asamblea y Srila Gurudeva estaba cerca de él.
That was like very beginning of 1947, maybe. 1947.
Fue más o menos alrededor de 1947.
And one Grihastha Vaishnava arrived, like ordinary looking with mustache, like Grihastha. And Param Gurudev called him to the stage. He was humbly refusing, but Param Gurudev insisted, "Oh, you have to come on stage," and he had to come on stage.
Entonces de repente apareció un Vaishnava,
Grihastha with mustache.
Que tenía un bigote, y Param Gurudev le invitó a que subiese inmediatamente al estrado.
So he was refusing, but still.
Él se negó, pero
on stage, he invited him. So Gurudev asked Srila Param Gurudev, "Oh, who is that Vaishnava?"
Entonces Gurudev preguntó a Param Gurudev, ¿quién es ese Vaishnava?
"Oh, that is Abhay Babu, Abhay Charanarvinda Babu, Prabhupada, Yes, Abhay Charanarvinda Prabhu. Oh, he's a very advanced disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. You have to serve him."
Entonces Param Gurudev le responde, él es Abhay Charanarvinda Prabhu. Y él es un devoto muy avanzado, muy querido por Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Tú tienes ahora que servirlo.
Tú tienes que servir. So then everybody was calling Abhay Babu, like this. Abhay Babu, he was calling. Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he was like popularly, he was called at that time Abhay Babu. Everybody, Abhay Babu. You know?
Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, en ese momento era conocido como Abhay Babu.
Yeah, because he was a businessman, you know, like he was head of Bengali Chemicals and Prayag Chemicals, like this pharmaceutical company.
Porque él se está dedicando en ese momento a los negocios, el nombre de negocios, en el rango, en el rubro de la farmacéutica.
Yeah, so Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, in the beginning of 40s, he went to Prayag and he was staying in the house of Abhay Charana Prabhupada for like half a year, 5-6 months like this. Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj. Yes. Beginning of 40s. And was staying in the house of Abhay Charana Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhupada. Yes, like 5-6 months. So you can imagine very, very intimate relationship was there. No?
Entonces podemos imaginar cuán íntima era la relación que ellos tenían.
Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Goswami Maharaj was also staying in the house of Swami Maharaj, Abhay Charana Prabhu.
Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Goswami Maharaj también estuvo alojado en la casa de Abhay Charana Prabhu.
So our Gurudev started serving him, and very intimate relationship was there. Very, very intimate. So then, gradually, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, like Abhay Charana Prabhu, left his family, became Vanaprastha.
Entonces, gradualmente, Abhay Charana Prabhu dejó su familia y se volvió
Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means, you know, renounced already in saffron, renounced. But still, he was, you know, his business failed, his business was destroyed. And he found himself in Mathura. That was 1959, I think, 1958, 59.
Finalmente llegó a Mathura alrededor de alrededor de 1959 o 1958.
Yeah, but in Mathura, Srila Gurudev was in charge of Keshavaji Gaudiya Math.
En Mathura, Srila Gurudev estaba a cargo del Keshavaji Gaudiya Math.
Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, opened that Keshavaji Gaudiya Math in 1952, I think. Maybe 1952, 3. So this is the only Gaudiya temple in Mathura city, Mathura. The temple was called Keshavaji because Keshavadev is the presiding deity of Mathura.
Tiene el nombre de Keshavaji porque Keshavadev es la deidad que preside la ciudad de Mathura.
And also the name of Param Gurudev, Keshava, also there. Yes.
Y también coincide con el nombre de Param Gurudev, Keshava.
So he made Hindi-speaking devotee, our Gurudev, in charge of Keshavaji Gaudiya Math.
Entonces encargó a nuestro Srila Gurudev, que era un hablante hindi, de este Keshavaji Gaudiya Math.
Yes. So at that time, there were only like 3 rooms. They had 1 temple room and 2 separate rooms for Gurudev and some senior Vaishnava. They were staying.
En ese tiempo, tan solo había 3 habitaciones. La habitación grande del templo y 2 habitaciones más, donde se quedaba uno Srila Gurudev y en el otro algún otro devoto mayor.
So lived very, very simply.
Y vivían de manera muy sencilla.
First, local residents were thinking, oh, these are Bengalis, like foreigners, you know. They were not very much friendly.
Al principio, las personas de la localidad pensaban, no, estos son bengalíes, son extranjeros.
So Srila Gurudev,   he sent his brahmacharis to preach door to door in Mathura.
Entonces Srila Gurudeva envió a sus brahmacharis a que prediquen puerta por puerta.
And the brahmacharis were preaching, you know, sometimes telling Harikatha, sometimes singing kirtan, you know, very nice relationship and inviting everyone to the temple.
Los brahmacharis entonces comenzaron a predicar, hacían kirtan, conversaban, y de esa manera invitaban poco a poco a las personas al templo.
So you also have to take example.
De esa manera también tenemos que tomar el ejemplo.
I'm more than sure that will work also in Lima.
Estoy más seguro que también funcionaría.
Your people are very loving and they like to say spirituality, and they like
La gente aquí es muy amable, está muy interesada en la
they like
espiritualidad
to hear about God, you know?
y les gusta escuchar acerca de Dios.
And yes. So anyway, thus Srila Gurudev became very popular in Mathura. Like everybody was loving him so much.
De esa manera, Srila Gurudeva se volvió muy popular en Mathura. Todos tenían un aprecio y un amor muy especial por él.
You cannot imagine when Guru Purnima day, no, Guru Purnima, like first day of Chaturmasya, Guru Purnima. Everybody in India offers Pushpanjali to one's Guru.
Cada Guru Purnima, el primer día de Chaturmasya, todos los pobladores le ofrecían su Pushpanjali a Srila Gurudeva.
Then everybody was coming to Mathura temple to Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat. Everybody.
Todos venían al templo de Mathura de Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat.
I don't know how many thousands of people were coming. Morning to night that day.
No se puede imaginar, sabe cuántas cantidades de personas venían, miles de personas venían tanto de día como de noche.
Mañana de noche. The temple became like an aeropuerto, you know, like this rope, and people are going like this, like labyrinth.
El templo se volvió como un aeropuerto donde tenías que hacer una fila llena de gente para pasar.
And people were bringing their children for blessing, you know, bringing some notes, you know, bringing some gifts, you know, just to touch Gurudev's feet. Like, I don't know, maybe 20,000 people, I don't know, difficult to say how many, like people coming and coming and coming and coming.
¿Cuánta cantidad de personas llegaba al templo diariamente? Tal vez 20,000 personas.
Yes.
Pero siempre nunca dejaban de hablar de Dios.
And then prasad, you know, one group finished and stood up, another group, floor cleaned, another group, maybe 5, 6, 7 groups. So prasad. Till late at night.
Entraban por grupos, lo servían, luego había que limpiar, lo seguía el siguiente grupo y así del día hasta la noche.
Okay. So, a portrait of Srila Gurudev was decorating every shop around, like Gurudev's portrait picture.
El retrato de Srila Gurudev decoraba cada tienda, cada lugar alrededor.
Yes, Vrindavan, same situation. Everybody used to love Gurudev.
En Vrindavan es la misma situación. Todos aman a Srila Gurudev.
In 1988, Srila Gurudev opened Rup Sanatana Gaudiya Mat in Sevakunj, Vrindavan.
En 1988, Srila Gurudev abre Shri-Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya Mat en Vrindavan.
Yeah, so anyway, back 1958, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Abhayacharya Narendra Prabhu arrived in Mathura.
Entonces, en 1958, Abhayacharya
Narendra
Prabhu llegó a Mathura.
So he remembered, like he was trying to sell his, what's it called, formulas, pharmaceutical formulas in, chemist shops, unsuccessfully.
Estuvo tratando de vender sus fórmulas químicas a las industrias químicas, pero no tuvo ningún éxito.
And he remembered one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Y él recordó un verso de Srimad Bhagavatam.
You know, Krishna said to Maharaj Yudhishthir, Krishna le dice a Maharaj Yudhishthir. Himself, Krishna said, no? Himself. Personalmente. Yasyaham anugrinnami harishyataddanam shanai tato dhanam tujantasya svajana dukkha dukkhitam. When I want to give my mercy to some devotee,
Cuando quiero entregar mi misericordia a algún devoto,
I gradually deprive him of all of his wealth.
yo poco a poco lo deprivo de todos sus pertenencias.
Then his so-called relatives and friends abandon him.
Entonces todos sus familiares lo abandonan,
considering him useless.
considerándolo inservible.
Useless. Okay, so in this way he suffers one distress after another, suffers all the time.
Entonces en este mundo sufre un problema tras el otro.
Yes, so Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Abhay Charanarana Prabhu was walking down the streets of Mathura and thinking, oh, this is about me. Krishna spoke.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhu, caminando en las calles de Mathura, pensó, este verso está hablando para mí.
He was renting a room. He was renting a room at Yamuna, Bengali Ghat.
Él estaba rentando un cuarto cerca de Yamuna en
Bengali Ghat. Yeah, when Mahaprabhu came there, everybody was saying, "Oh, Bengali came," so that's why Bengali Ghat it's called.
Cuando Mahaprabhu llegó a ese lugar, todos decían, "Oh, el Bengali ha llegado."
So not only Gurudev they were teasing Bengali, Mahaprabhu they were also teasing Bengali,
Entonces, Gurudev estaba.
Not only Gurudev, they were teasing Bengali in his childhood. Remember, mother. Yeah, so also Mahaprabhu was also teased Bengali.
Entonces, así como Srila Gurudeva era molestado o señalado como un bengalí desde pequeño, también Mahaprabhu era así.
So then Srila Gurudev immediately came with his brahmacharis to visit Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu.
Entonces inmediatamente Srila Gurudev con sus brahmacharis fue a visitar a Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu.
And he said, "Oh, Swami, Prabhuji, you're a senior, and you're staying here. Why don't you stay in our temple?"
Entonces le dijo, "Oh, Prabhuji, tú estás ahora muy mayor, y estás aquí, ¿por qué no vienes con nosotros a nuestro templo?"
Okay, your family, your relatives don't show you any affection, but we want to show you our affection. Why don't you let us show our love to you?
Entonces, tu familia y las personas alrededor tuyo tenían su afecto, pero nosotros queremos demostrarte nuestro afecto hacia ti. ¿Por qué no nos lo permites?
But Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu said, "No, I'm all right. No, don't take trouble. I will stay here. I'm okay."
Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu entonces dijo, "No, yo estoy muy bien, voy a quedarme aquí."
And Gurudev, police officer in the past, take his luggage to his brahmachari. Take his luggage immediately.
Entonces, Gurudev inmediatamente, que había sido entrenado como un policía anteriormente en su vida, le dio la instrucción a su brahmachari y le dijo, toma su maleta.
So they took Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu's suitcase and brought to the mat, and he went there.
Entonces llevaron la maleta de Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu y la llevaron al mat.
Arrestato por Srila Gurudeva. Yes, so he lived in the temple and very, very loving relationship with him.
De esta manera vivió en el templo y comenzaron a tener una relación muy amorosa.
So Srila Gurudeva was preparing for Western preaching. Srila Prabhupada, Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada.
Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada se estaba preparando para venir al oeste a predicar.
Yes, so he was therefore giving his classes in English, although most of the temple residents were not understanding English, but he was speaking deliberately English.
Entonces comenzó a dar todas sus clases deliberadamente en inglés, a pesar de que muchos de los que vivían en el templo no hablaban esta lengua.
Yes, deliberately in English. And he was singing Shad Goswami Ashtaka, Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Shri Jiva Gopalako, with harmonium and crying.
Él solía cantar el Shad Goswami Ashtaka con el armaño y lloraba.
Yes. So then Srila Gurudev
Entonces Srila Gurudev
started inducing Abhayacharana Arvinda Prabhu. He said, Prabhuji, your Gurudev Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada told you to preach in the West, in the Western countries.
Entonces Srila Gurudev comenzó a insistir a Swami Maharaj, a Vaishnava Ravina Prabhu. Prabhuji, tú, Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, te dio la instrucción de predicar en el oeste.
Yes, in the Western countries.
En los países.
Yeah. So you have to take sannyas.
Por esto tienes que tomar sannyas.
But Abhayacharana was unwilling for some time. So then finally our Param Gurudev came, that was 59, like summer 59, September.
Finalmente Param Gurudev llegó en el verano del 59.
Then Gurudev told Param Gurudev, oh, Gurudev, please give sannyas to Srila Abhayacharana Prabhu. How can he preach without sannyas?
Entonces Srila Gurudev le dijo a Param Gurudev, por favor, otórgale a Abhayacharana Prabhu sannyas. ¿De qué manera, si no, podrá ir a predicar?
So then when Param Gurudev told Srila Abhayacharana Prabhu about sannyas, then he agreed finally.
Entonces Param Gurudev habló con Abhayacharana Prabhu de tomar sannyas y finalmente él accedió.
So everything happened very quickly. So next day sannyas was given.
Todo pasó de manera inmediata. Al día siguiente ya la ceremonia de sannyas estaba
comenzando. So the day of Vishvarupa Mahotsava in September 59.
Vishvarupa Mahotsava en septiembre del 59.
Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat, Mathura.
Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat, Mathura.
So, I forgot to mention that Mahaprabhu in the temple was donated by Srila Abhayacharana Prabhu.
Había olvidado mencionar que Mahaprabhu, la deidad en el templo, el Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat, había sido donada por Abhayacharana Prabhu.
Yeah, so he had one project in Jhansi which failed before, but the deity left since then, so he donated the deity of Mahaprabhu to Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat. One project in Jhansi. Jhansi.
Tenía un proyecto en Jhansi, pero
League of Devotees. There was League of Devotees. So that failed, but Mahaprabhu's deity stayed since then, so he brought the deity to Keshavaji Gaudiya Mat, donated. So then our Gurudev said to Abhayacharana Prabhu, oh, please don't worry about anything, I will explain everything. I will provide with everything for the ceremony, for you.
Entonces Srila Gurudev le dijo a Vaishnava Prabhu que no se preocupara por nada. Que él le iba a explicar todo y le iba a proveer todo lo necesario para la ceremonia.
So Gurudev arranged for this Bahirvas and Uttariya, the sannyas clothes.
Entonces Gurudev preparó su ropa de sannyas, la Uttariya.
Yes, and personally taught Abhayacharana Prabhu how to wear everything.
Y le instruyó personalmente de cómo debía vestirse.
Yes. And Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj chose the name Swami out of 108 sannyas names and gave to Abhayacharana Prabhu. So his name became Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj.
Entonces, Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj eligió Bhaktivedanta Swami dentro de 108 nombres de sannyas.
Swami. Bhaktivedanta is a title.
Okay.
And Swami is the name.
Swami es el name. Yeah, entonces él eligió el nombre Swami dentro de estos 108 nombres y se lo otorgó a Vaishnava.
So then Srila Gurudeva was always saying that sannyas is not a formality, never a formality.
Srila Gurudeva siempre decía, sannyas no es una formalidad.
Yes.
Nunca es una formalidad.
This is a very sacred ceremony.
Esta es una ceremonia muy sagrada.
Because the mantra which is received by sannyasi is Gopi mantra, the mantra of Gopi Bhava, mood of the Gopi.
Porque los mantras que se recibe en la ceremonia de sannyas es el Gopi mantra, que refleja el humor de las gopis, el Gopi Bhava.
Yes. So that's why sannyas ceremony, how to say, introduces the devotee to the reality of his eternal service. No?
Por esto, la ceremonia de sannyas introduce al devoto en la
Eternal service.
en el servicio eterno.
Yes. That's why that mood has to be preached all over the world.
Es por eso que este humor debe ser predicado en todo el mundo.
Yeah, that is the meaning of sannyas.
Ese es el significado de sannyas.
So sannyas means you're totally devoted to Radhika.
Sannyas significa que estás completamente dedicado a Srimati Radhika.
You throw out everything else.
Tú dejas de lado completamente todo lo demás.
Yes. So after that, Srila Gurudev said, 2010 in January, when Gurudev came to South Africa.
Cuando Srila Gurudev vino a Sudáfrica en el 2010, él dijo.
January 2010.
En enero del 2010.
Yeah, by 2010, Africa was the only continent Srila Gurudev had not visited.
En ese momento, Sudáfrica era el único continente que Srila Gurudev no había visitado.
Yes, Africa. So Gurudev finally visited the sixth continent.
Finalmente llegó a visitar los 6 continentes.
And he said, when he first started speaking in South Africa, he said one thing.
Entonces, cuando empezó a hablar en Sudáfrica,
he started speaking.
Él empezó a hablar.
Yeah. Everybody says, many people say that I'm not a member of ISKCON.
Muchas personas dicen que no soy un miembro de ISKCON.
Maybe this is so.
Tal vez esto es así.
But I will tell you another thing.
Pero yo les diré otra cosa.
Swamiji means Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and I are mother and father of ISKCON. Madre y padre del ISKCON.
Entonces dijo, Swamiji y yo somos madre y padre de ISKCON.
Devotees, jai, jai. Because I told my Gurudev, he said, I told my Gurudev, oh, you should give Abhay Charanarvinda Prabhu sannyas. That's why.
Porque yo le dije a nuestro Gurudev que le diera sannyas a Abhay Charanarvinda.
Yes, that's why. So, then when Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj left this world, 1977, Western devotees were helped by some leading devotees, disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada.
Entonces, cuando Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj llegó a este mundo,
77.
En el 77,
So some advanced devotees, disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, were helping Western devotees. Okay. Yeah. So then Srila Bhakti Rakshakshidhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, like this Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj, we were helping.
Srila Bhakti Rakshakshidhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, todos ellos estuvieron ayudando.
But when Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada was leaving this planet, he mentioned 2 names of whom, of the Vaishnavas to whom he directed his disciples for shiksha, for instructions.
Entonces, cuando Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj estaba dejando este mundo, él nombró a 2 discípulos de quien él
yes,
había
those
indicado,
advanced Vaishnavas, they have to take shiksha from after his departure.
había indicado a aquellos dos Vaishnavas de quien alguien podía tomar shiksha
Yes.
después de su partida.
Comprender. So, Srila Bhakti Rakshakshidhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, dos nombres. Bas. No, only two, like at that time.
Entonces ellos
Oh, they understand. So that's why Srila Gurudeva was always remembering this.
Srila Gurudeva siempre recordaba esto.
And Srila Gurudeva was looking, some leading Vaishnavas are helping Western devotees.
Entonces Srila Gurudeva entendió, hay algunos Vaishnavas que estaban ayudando a los
Also, he was
devotos.
watching the situation in ISKCON, and he saw that very advanced devotee Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj is there in ISKCON.
Y también vio que en ISKCON estaba Srila Gurudeva Maharaj.
Yes. So then, all of a sudden, in the beginning of 1996, Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj left.
Y de repente, en 1996, Srila Gurudeva Maharaj partió también.
Yeah. So Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj knew Srila Gurudev and was treating him with highest respect.
Srila Gurudeva Maharaj conoció a Srila Gurudeva y lo trató de una manera muy respetable.
Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj was very, very advanced devotee.
Srila Gurudeva Maharaj era un devoto muy avanzado.
Devotee from his birth, practically.
Era un devoto prácticamente desde su
That's why when he came to Swami Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj asked him first question, have you taken sannyas? No, I will give you sannyas. So,
en el primer momento cuando conoció a Swami Maharaj le preguntó, la primera pregunta que le hizo fue, ¿ya tomó usted sannyas? Y él respondió, no. Ok, le voy a dar sannyas.
yes. So once, 1993 maybe, Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj went to Puri to meet Srila Gurudev. Gurudev was then living in Puri for some time.
En 1993, Gurudeva Maharaj visitó a Srila Gurudev en Puri.
It's very, very humbly he approached, but Srila Gurudev was resting at that time.
En ese momento, de manera muy humilde, él se acercó a visitarlo, pero en ese momento Srila Gurudeva estaba descansando.
Yeah, so he said, no, I'll come later. Maybe it was 12 o'clock. Then he said, I'll come later. So he came afternoon.
Srila Gurudeva Swami Maharaj había llegado alrededor del mediodía y dijo, no se preocupen, yo voy a regresar.
Wow.
Entonces volvió en la tarde.
Shall we invite Gurudev to you? No, he must be resting like this.
Entonces le respondieron, debemos invitar a Gurudev, llamar a Gurudev, no, debe estar descansando.
So then finally, Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj came to Srila Gurudev in the afternoon.
Finalmente, Srila Gurudeva Maharaj vino en la tarde y vio a Gurudev.
And asked him many questions, maybe more than 20 questions.
Y le preguntó muchas preguntas, alrededor de 20.
Yeah, so mostly subject was Raganuga and Ragatmika, that subject.
El tema principal era Raganuga, Ragatmika.
Means eternal mood of the eternal residents of Vrindavan and the devotees who are practicing in the footsteps.
Que significa aquellos sentimientos de los residentes eternos en Vrindavan y aquellos que están siguiendo sus pasos.
Yeah, many more questions were asked, like about the mood of manjaris, about how Radhika steals the flute and then she plays the flute. Many, like confidential.
Muchas preguntas confidenciales, como Radharani se robaba la flauta a Krishna y la tocaba.
Like Gauragovinda Maharaj asked, what is Rasika? Can you explain the term Rasika, Vaishnava, like this?
Gauragovinda Maharaj le preguntaba, ¿qué significa Rasika?
Etc. So, when Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj left, Srila Gurudeva was very much aggrieved.
Entonces, cuando Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj partió, pues esto afectó mucho a Srila Gurudeva.
And immediately, many disciples of Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj came to Srila Gurudeva.
Inmediatamente, muchos los discípulos de Gauragovinda Maharaj vinieron donde Srila Gurudeva.
So Srila Gurudeva was saying, this Gorgana Maharaj is in my line, or rather I would say, I am in his line.
Entonces Srila Gurudeva les dijo, no sé,
This Gorgana Maharaj is in my line, or rather to say, I am in his line.
Srila Govinda Maharaj, en vez de decir que Srila Govinda Maharaj está en mi línea, yo digo que yo me encuentro dentro de su línea.
Yes, so much they interrelated. Yeah.
De esta manera estaban relacionados muy cercanamente.
So anyway, many devotees of Srila Gorgana Maharaj came to Srila Gurudev.
Muchos devotos de Srila Govinda Maharaj entonces se acercaron a Srila Gurudeva.
And then Srila Gurudev, okay, now back in 1989, there was one event.
Entonces en 1998 sucedió un evento.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj and Srila Gurudev together were staying in one house in Calcutta.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj y Srila Gurudeva estaban viviendo en una casa en Calcutta.
Yeah, and they were like casual talk, like joking, like this, you know.
Y ellos tenían una conversación casual, bromeando.
And then they started talking like seriously. Oh, I will leave before you. No, I will leave before you. I will leave first. Then I will leave first, like this.
Entonces comenzaron a hablar de manera seria. ¿Quién partiría primero? Yo voy a partir primero. No, yo voy a partir primero. ¿No?
Then Srila Gurudev said, oh, I'm a heart patient, you know, cardio patient. And my health is very weak, you know, so probably I will leave soon.
Entonces Srila Gurudeva le dijo, no, yo soy un paciente delicado del corazón, entonces es probable que yo parta primero.
Then Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Maharaj said very sternly, like he said, no, you will not leave first, because you have a very important mission to perform, very important job to perform you have.
Entonces, de manera muy seria, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Maharaj le dijo, no, tú no puedes partir primero, porque tienes una misión muy importante que realizar.
So, when Gurudev first went to the West, 1996, then one devotee reminded him about that, and Srila Gurudev was very, felt, he was crying actually. Now I understood what Srila Vamana Maharaj meant.
En 1996, la primera vez que Srila Gurudeva llegó al occidente, un devoto le recordó ese momento y Srila Gurudeva empezó a llorar y comprendió esa instrucción.
Yeah, so I understood what he meant. No?
Comprendió a qué se refería.
Okay. So then the devotees who were like with Srila Gorgana Maharaj, Srila Bhakti-Rakshak Goswami Maharaj, after Srila Gorgana Maharaj's departure, heard one amazing piece of news.
Después de la partida de Srila Gorgana Maharaj,
Bhakti-Rakshak
Maharaj,
after Gorgana Maharaj's departure,
después de la partida de Gorgana Maharaj,
heard an amazing piece of news.
Escuchó una noticia muy inimaginable.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj is going to the West. What? They cannot believe. Cannot believe.
Escuchó Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj va al occidente. Él saltó y dijo que no lo podía creer.
What? So cannot believe. And Gurudev looked, okay, Srila Gorgana Maharaj has gone. Now Western devotees have also, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Maharaj has gone. Western devotees have no shelter.
Entonces Srila Gurudeva dijo, Govinda Maharaj ha partido.
So Bhakti Rakshak
Maharaj también. Entonces,
no shelter.
No hay refugio para los devotos del occidente.
So Gurudev was determined. He said, I will go to the West and nobody will stop me.
Y determinada, Srila Gurudeva dijo de una manera determinada, voy a ir al occidente y nadie me va a detener.
So part of devotees were very happy, and another part of so-called devotees were very unhappy.
Entonces una parte de los devotos se sintieron muy felices, pero otra parte de aquellos y querían llevar devotos,
aquellos
no se
devotos.
sintieron muy felices.
Yes, so they were thinking, oh, Srila Narayana Maharaj will take our disciples.
Ellos pensaban, oh, Srila Narayana Maharaj va a tomar todos nuestros discípulos.
Yes, etc., etc. So Srila Gurudev wanted to visit the centers of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada as holy places of pilgrimage.
Srila Gurudev quería visitar todos los centros de Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada como centros de peregrinación.
Yeah, so the first place he came was Holland, and that was Netherlands, Holland, and that was 5th of May 1996.
El primer lugar a donde llegó fue Holanda el 5 de mayo de 1996.
Yes, so we have this date in the calendar, by the way,
Tenemos
Pure
este
Bhakti.
día también del
Yes,
calendario.
yes. So then Srila Gurudev went to England, and after that he went to the United States.
Luego fue a Inglaterra y después a Estados Unidos.
So some places showed Gurudev respect, some places did not show Gurudev respect.
En algunos lugares
Unfortunately.
le mostraron mucho respeto a Srila Gurudev, pero en otros, desafortunadamente, no le mostraron este respeto.
Yes, so Gurudev knew that, politics are going on, and but then he went to Badger, which was the farm community of followers of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Goswami Maharaj and those devotees, disciples of Srila Swami Maharaj, who were looking for shelter of great devotees.
Entonces Srila Gurudev llegó a Badger, donde había un grupo de devotos que habían tomado refugio en Srila Bhakti
Rakshak Siddhar Goswami Maharaj.
y eran discípulos de Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj.
So when Badger devotees accepted Gurudev for the first time, their hearts were completely conquered by Srila Gurudev, completely conquered.
En el primer momento que los devotos recibieron a Srila Gurudev, sus corazones lo aceptaron completamente.
So there was a murti of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada in Badger.
Hay un murti de Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj en Badger.
And Gurudev said later, I know that Swamiji is present here completely.
Y Srila Gurudev solía decir, yo sé que Swamiji está aquí completamente.
Completamente. So the year after, 97, Gurudev was met as, with great, great honor, great, great happiness. He came next time, the following time.
El año después, en 1997,
1907, Gurudev was met with great, great honor and
Gurudev fue recibido con muchos honores.
yes.
Mucho respeto.
Gurudev's Harikatha in Badger was very, very special.
El Harikatha de Gurudev en Badger era muy, muy especial.
Very, very special. So he was speaking things he was not so much deeply speaking on, in other places. Badger Harikatha was always very special.
En Badger, el Harikatha siempre era muy especial. Srila Gurudev hablaba de temas muy, muy profundos que no solía tocar en otros lugares.
So Srila Gurudev was saying about the 10th canto, he was speaking about the moods of the gopis, he was remembering Giriraj Govardhan, so many things.
Srila Gurudev solía hablar del canto 10 de Srimad Bhagavatam, del humor de las gopis, de Giriraj Maharaj.
In Badger, Gurudev installed Giriraj Govardhan. Installed,
Badger, Gurudev instaló a Giri Govardhan.
Yeah, because there was a hill, like large hill.
Porque había una gran
like natural, big.
Una colina natural.
Yeah, like there's a mountain area anyway, and one mountain looks like Giriraj.
Badger es un área montañosa y una de esas montañas se veía completamente como Giriraj.
And Gurudev just invited Giriraj there and became Giriraj, Govardhan.
Entonces, Giriraj Gurudev invitó a Giriraj a que sea presente.
So every year when Gurudev was coming, they were doing Govardhana-puja.
Cada año cuando Gurudev venía a Badger hacían
Gurudeva was putting to each and every devotee a basket on head, with some preparations for Giriraj. Gurudeva was putting, and every devotee was carrying that to Giriraj for offering.
Gurudev solía poner a cada uno de los devotos una canasta llena de ofrendas y hacía que se le llevara a Giriraj para
then was like a drama, one devotee was playing the role of Giriraj, when they had brought all the preparations. Okay, one devotee was playing a role of Giriraj.
Un devoto estaba actuando el papel de Giriraj.
Una devoto was playing the role of Giriraj. Understand? Comprender? Okay. Un devoto. Yes. So when all the devotees were bringing their preparations, then that una devoto was rising up like in Giriraj Swarupa,
Entonces todos los demás devotos traían sus ofrendas hacia él y él se levantaba como la forma de Giriraj.
And he was saying, Anyore, give me more grains. Anyore. And then triptos me, I'm satisfied. Yes, so like this. So very, very sweetly, Srila Gurudeva was accepted all over the world. And in 2001, those years, like the preaching of Gurudev became even wider, even more countries he was visiting.
En el 2001, cerca de esos años, la prédica de Gurudev se volvió muy prominente.
I remember December 2000, I went to Germany to meet Gurudev, and that was the first time Gurudev visited the cold part of the year in winter. December 2000, Germany, cold, Gurudev was there.
En el año 2000, Srila Gurudev llegó a Alemania y era la primera vez que pasaba el invierno en Occidente.
Then Gurudev went to Brazil, then he went to Mexico.
Luego fue a Brasil, fue a México.
He went to Venezuela before, etc. So that's it, Many, many times US, certainly, many times.
Muchas veces estuve en Estados Unidos.
Canada, I think he went.
Canada.
Yes, so this is the Americas he visited. So other countries not so fortunate, but anyway, the echo is coming, so you are on that wave.
Tal vez no tuvimos mucha fortuna los otros países, pero de todas maneras recibimos ese eco.
That's the wave, echo. So we will probably dedicate one class, one day, maybe one morning, maybe tomorrow morning if you want to hear. Tomorrow morning, if you want to come. Then we will speak about the rest, like the final pastimes of Srila Gurudev and his relationship with Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, Didi, like this. A little bit we can speak. Tomorrow morning, if you want, because I think that's 7:30, okay. I think that's my turn tomorrow morning, I think so. Chaitanya will also speak also. Okay.
Mañana por la mañana, entonces vamos a continuar contando los pasatiempos de Srila Gurudev acerca de sus últimos años de prédica y también su relación con la actividad de Maharaj y Krishna Priya.
Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Muchas gracias. And Madhurika has a question.
Quería consultar
Can you speak in the mic so that they can hear?
Okay. Quería consultar, usted comentó que para que Swami Prabhupada pudiera predicar a Occidente se le recomendó tomar sannyas. Pero yo quería consultar, ¿es súper necesario una persona que no tiene sannyas puede predicar? Porque yo tenía entendido que una persona que es casada, grihasta, también puede ser guru, o sea, también puede predicar. Porque en este caso se le recomendó y que tome sannyas para poder predicar. Él no podía predicar estando en la plaza, ¿sí? ¿En la plaza?
And Madhurika is asking why did Srila Gurudeva recommend Prabhupada to take sannyas for preaching? Because she understands that also una persona, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Casados? Una persona agrihasta person can also go and preach. So why was recommended to take sannyas for this?
A sannyasi can be acharya.
Un sannyasi puede volverse acharya.
So in Gaudiya Math, only a sannyasi can be acharya. That's one thing.
Es porque en Gaudiya Math solo un sannyasi se puede volver acharya.
So the mission of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj was like world mission.
La misión que Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj tenía era una misión para todo el mundo.
And to increase the mission, he was also making many sannyasis.
Y también para incrementar esa misión, él otorgó sannyas también a sus discípulos.
Yes, so only a sannyasi can give sannyasa initiation.
Solo un sannyasi puede otorgar la iniciación de sannyas.
Yeah. Once Gurudeva was asked, like, can a non-sannyasi make spiritual progress rapidly?
Una vez le preguntaron a Gurudev, a Srila Gurudeva, si una persona que no ha tomado sannyas también puede hacer un avance muy rápidamente.
Yes, Gurudeva said, certainly yes, but...
Gurudev respondió, sí, definitivamente.
But the sannyasa mantra makes your progress even faster.
Pero el sannyas mantra hace que este progreso sea muy rápido.
It's a very special chance, very special mercy.
Es una oportunidad muy especial, una misericordia muy especial.
But in terms of increasing preaching, increasing the society, sannyas is absolutely necessary.
Entonces, para incrementar la prédica y la sociedad, el sannyas es muy necesario.
But also Srila Gurudeva was stressing many times, sannyas is not a formality, not a formality.
Y muchas veces Srila Gurudeva decía que el sannyas no es tan solo una formalidad.
Yeah, so your bhajan and your preaching can become very strong and effective as a result.
Decía, tu bhajan y tu prédica se pueden volver muy poderosos y efectivos.
But generally, like, brahmachari is a very nice qualification for preaching.
Generalmente, una cualificación adecuada para predicar es brahmachari.
Brahmachari is a junior sannyasi, junior.
Brahmachari es como un sannyas junior, como un principiante.
Yes. So this saffron color means, okay, you're a preacher.
Este color azafrán significa muy bien, ahora tú eres un predicante.
So most significantly, you've given your life to Krishna. That's it.
De manera más significativa, tú estás otorgando tu vida para la prédica.
Because a grihasta, has many responsibilities in the world. Children, this money, this business, this.
Entonces, una persona casada, un grihasta, tiene muchas responsabilidades aparte, como la casa, los hijos,
Okay, so brahmachari can practice bhajan very deeply.
En cambio, el brahmachari puede practicar su bhajan de manera muy profunda.
So progress can be also quickly.
Por lo tanto, ese progreso puede ser muy rápido.
So because all time is dedicated to.
Porque todo el tiempo está dedicado a esas prácticas.
So actually, grihastas, most of devotees are grihastas, or those who work, not married, but still work in the world.
Hay muchísimos, y la mayoría de devotos son grihastas.
And also those who are not married, but work.
También hay aquellos que no están casados, pero trabajan.
So, on the other hand, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, grihasta. Srila Srivas Thakur, grihasta.
De la otra mano, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, por ejemplo, también era grihasta. Srivas Thakur también era grihasta.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, grihasta, but seventh Goswami, here you go.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur era hijastro, pero se le considera el séptimo Goswami.
He's no worse. He's no worse than sannyasi, at all. He's no worse.
Él no es menos
No
que un
less,
sannyasi.
no less. Yeah. But like technically, sannyas is needed, for preaching, because then you can increase the preaching by also giving sannyas to others. Like if you are world acharya, So that's why world acharya must be sannyasi in Gaudiya Mat context.
Entonces, técnicamente para la prédica se necesita el sannyas y tan solo sannyasi puede otorgar sannyas a los demás para incrementar la prédica en todo el mundo. Y en la Gaudiya Mat es necesario este sannyas.
Tika, bueno, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So today we'll finish, and at Prasad we can speak something else, discuss, right?
Por el momento terminamos y durante el Prasad podemos hablar de otro tema.
Terminamos, 3 minutos cantamos y bailamos, and then Prasadam honoramos. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Juntos, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. In Gurudev Sangha, we sing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, first part, second part, separate. Okay. Generally.
Hare Krishna Maha Mantra separados.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Juntos, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Juntos. Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bola Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.